Hey guys, it's Jen here from Nails by Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, thanks for stopping by. So today I'm finally getting into swatching my Johens full diamond gels for you guys. There are 12 colors in total. They are all so beautiful. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around, keep watching. As always, don't forget to click that like and subscribe for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And let's get started. So here they are. I've got all 12 of the colors and let's get into the swatching. So I'm going to be swatching all of the colors just on a clear short swatch stick, and I'm actually going to be using my Johens Luxury Professional brush. So I purchased this one quite a long time ago. I bought it before I bought the Fusion Oval No. 2s, and it's not a bad brush, but I have just sort of delegated it to use it for my glitters. I really love my Fusion ones for applying color, like solid gel polish colors or anything like that, gel paints, but this one I do use for my glitters. So let's get into number 1. So this one here, let's see, I actually forget which colors are in which jars, so when I open them they'll be a surprise to me as well. Okay, so this is a really nice champagne gold. It's very, very, very nice. Now I will say they are on the thicker side, and I don't know if you can see right down there, there's almost like a little pool of gel because I haven't used this one in a while. So if you open your jars and you see kind of like a little pool of color or something has separated, just grab a little palette knife or whatever you normally use. I've just got this guy here to give it a stir. So I just go in, and don't be like super aggressive. You don't need to be overly aggressive with it, but just to show you also the consistency, they are quite thick. Now, I know one of the other popular brands of the leaf gels out there is the Beamy, and I've never used it, so I honestly cannot compare it for you guys. I used to use the Accents one, and the Accents one I would say had more chunky flakes in it. It was definitely more flaky. This is more of like a finer flake. It's been sort of milled together, but it's very beautiful. I mean, I love these Johens ones. That's why I bought all 12 of them. But yeah, they are a little bit of a thicker gel. As you can see, they kind of, if you move it around, it'll sort of stay. It takes a while for it to kind of self-level and flow back. So just to show you the consistency as well. Now let's get to swatching this guy. All right, so I'm just gonna grab a nice dollop. Now you don't have to put these on overly thick. The only thing that I will say is you do have to almost take the finger, the client's hand out of the light, because they are so sparkly, and when you have light hitting it from all different angles, it's a little bit hard to see if you've got any little pockets that the color hasn't covered. So sometimes I'll actually take my hand and just sort of cover the light and give it a little turn, or I'll just get my clients to actually take their hand out of the light and I'll say to them, can you just look at it and see if you see any pockets? But they do go on very nicely. This one has covered really nice. You only need one coat. So I'm just gonna bring it up to the camera here to give you guys a better view. Very, very sparkly. This has to be probably my favorite type of gold. I don't generally love a yellow gold. I'm more of a like a champagne gold kind of person, so I hope that that gives you a good view. It's hard. If I put it in front of my hand, it actually defocuses and focuses on my hand for some reason. So if I take it away, I think it'll focus more. Let's see here. There we go. So you can see it covers very, very nicely. Beautiful color. So I'm going to get that in the light to cure. So one of the other things that I wanted to show you as well is that they do lay down quite nicely. So there was nothing here that's really overly poking up. There's a little tiny piece here that, I don't know if you can see it, it's very hard to see. It's just a little bit of a pokey outie, as I call them. But obviously when you are sort of checking for, you know, the holes in it, also get the client to just kind of turn their hand or look at it from different angles, just to make sure that everything is laying nice and flat so that when you put your top coat on, you don't have too many bumps or anything poking out. But that is that guy there. And the cure time on this is 60 seconds in a LED or 120 seconds in UV light. And they do cure tack free. So that is that guy. I just had it flipped underneath there so you can see from the underside just how smooth it looks. It's a beautiful color. I absolutely love this. All right, let's move on to number 2. So number 2, let's see what color this one is. So it's another gold one. Let me grab number 1. I'm just gonna give this one a stir because as you can see, there's that little bit of a pooling of gel and a little bit of color there. So let me give this one a stir as well. So just right off the bat, you can see this one is definitely more on the yellow gold side. So they've just kind of changed it just slightly. So let's swatch that guy. So I don't know if you can see when I cover the light, if you look right here in this area, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just going to kind of put a shadow there. Can you see how there's just a tiny, I don't know if it's picking up in the camera, but there's a little pocket right there where the color did not cover great. So now out of the light, it's really hard to see. You can't see it, or in the light I should say, excuse me. You cannot see it. I cannot see it at all. But as soon as I put that shadow over top, I can see that. So that's why it is important just to kind of make sure you're looking at them out of the light, or get your client to look at them. I mean, my clients are really good. I'll just say, can you take your hand out and check that and make sure that there's no pockets, and they'll let me know. All right, so let me get that one in the light. All right, so number 3, I think it's probably another gold. Oh, this is more on the rose gold side. Again, I'm just gonna give it a little stir here. I know for a fact that number 4 is the one that I generally use for rose gold. I'm on my second jar of that one, but this one as well is kind of moving into that rose gold color tone. I will show you the other 2 comparatively to this one. Let me get those guys just so you can kind of see. So here's number 1. And here's number 2. So you can definitely see all 3 of those. The first one is way more of a champagne, the middle one is more of a yellow gold, and then we're moving into that sort of rose gold tone on the coppery kind of side. So let's swatch that guy. I would love to know in the comment section below if you have used the Beamy ones and the Johens ones, which ones you like better and why. I think Beamy has a lot more color selection. Johens just has the 12 and they've not come out with anything new. These have been out for a while and they haven't come out with anything new. But I know Beamy kind of comes out with new ones all the time, so I know that is a difference. But other than that, I've never played with the Beamy ones, so I really don't know what the difference, you know, if one is better than the other, if they're very comparable. All right, again, check the lighting. I can see a little pocket just on this side here. And when you're applying this, you do want to use a light touch. Because like I said, if you press too hard, you are going to create those little sort of pockets and you'll have some areas that are kind of see-through. So I would say this, now that I've got it on the swatch stick, I would say it's got, to me, it's got more of the orange in it. So it might be more of a copper compared to number 4. I'll see when I open number 4. But that is this one here. Very, very nice. Very pretty. You can see the color better when I put my hand behind it, but it does lose focus. Get that in the light. Okay, so as I said, number 4 is the one that I always use for rose gold. So it's definitely got more of that pinky, rosy hue to it. I am gonna give it a stir. Again, it's settled a little bit there, but I'll show you it compared to number 3. And like I said, number 3, I'm quite certain just has a little bit more of an orange hue. So it would be more on the copper side. This is more leaning towards the pink side. So I love this one. I used to, like I said, I used to use the accents. I don't remember what they were called. But I used to use the accents one, and the accents one was definitely way more on the orange side. Accents, I think, might have been one of the first companies to come out with these. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. So this is number 4, and then this is number 3. So you can significantly see the difference when you put them together. Way more of a pink blush color on the number 4, and way more of an orange color on the number 3. Really, both of them are beautiful. So let's swatch that guy. Let's see what number 5 is. So number 5 is a very bright pink. It's like I would say this is like a flamingo pink. Again, you see what I'm saying there about the settling of the color and the little bit of gel. So we're gonna get in and give that a good mix. I don't actually think I have used this one yet. Now when you mix it, as I'm mixing it, it's actually lightening a bit. It's not quite, it's more like a Barbie pink, I would say. Not necessarily a flamingo pink. It looks like a flamingo pink because that color was just sort of sitting there and it was very vibrant, but now that I've mixed it, it's definitely more of a flamingo pink. This one doesn't seem to be quite as thick. It does have a little bit looser of a consistency. And I mean, my theory on that is probably just during production, sometimes things, you know, are not perfect, but I don't think that that's going to be an issue. It does tend to be a little bit more movable. It does flow a little bit more than the other 4 that I just tried. But let's swatch this bad boy and see how it looks, because I haven't even used this one yet, so I'm kind of anxious to see. Oh, it looks so pretty. Like, think about this for like, oh, these would have been nice for like a wintry snowflake nail, or if you're doing like a gender reveal nail. I know there's a blue one in here that I use, so you could do the pink and the blue, or just like a soft baby pink. Very nice. I have a few clients that love pink, so I am certain they are going to want to use this if they watch this video particularly. I'm just going to check for pockets. Now again, I don't know if you can see, maybe not. Right in the middle there's actually a pocket. So I'm just going to get my brush and lightly apply it over top, just so that it's nice and covered. Gorgeous. Love it. Beautiful color. All right, let's see what number 7, it might be the other purple one. Yes, and I think this is the one that I noticed was a lot more runny. You can see it's sliding around quite a bit. I don't even need to mix this one. Even when you first open the jar, you can see this one sort of holds its shape a little bit. It's kind of got the little pits and the divots where I've mixed it. This one is just sitting very flat because it is way more fluid. I'll just sort of tip them and let you see the difference. The one on the left is definitely moving a lot more. But like I said, I've used it and have not had any issues with it not curing or, you know, falling off or anything like that. But you'll see when I go to grab it, it's just a lot softer. But when I apply it, it actually applies nicer. So, I mean, you probably, well, I wonder if I'd have to do 2 coats. I can't remember now because it's thinner, a thinner consistency. Let me just swatch this baby and let you know. Does apply okay. Like, it's, you know, I would say it's easier to apply in the sense of, you know, it's not so thick, but you might have to do 2 coats if it's really thin like this, just because the thicker one covers maybe better, but it's pretty good. I would just kind of hold the client's hand upside down a little bit for a few seconds just to sort of let it self-level a bit, and maybe that would help. But yeah, I would say the other one applies more smoothly. Like this one, there's a little bumps and whatever because I'm trying to get it. You'd have to do this one in 2 layers, I would say. So there's that guy. Beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful color. So let me show you those 2 purples together. So this is number 6 and number 7. So you can see number 6 is more of a pinkish purple. Number 7 is definitely more of a mauvey purple, I guess you would say. More on the cool tone, number 7. And number 6 is more on the warm tone. Both very, very pretty. All right, number 8. So this is, I would say this is kind of like a white gold maybe. Like a silver and gold mixed. It's definitely not straight silver. It's a very unique color. I like this a lot. I'm going to give it a stir because it does look like some of the color has settled just around the edge a bit. Okay, I'm noticing this one again is way more fluid. So I mean, one thing I will say is, you know, the consistency of the texture of them is not maybe on par. This one is a lot thinner, the last one is a lot thinner, and the other ones are all quite a bit thicker. Not a huge deal, but you know, when we're buying products, we definitely prefer to have consistency in the consistency. You see what I did there, guys? So anyways, let's get to swatching this one. You guys know I'm a goofball, so. All right, so let's put this one on. Yeah, this is a really nice color. Definitely like a white gold shade, I would say. It's kind of hard to tell. There might even be a little bit of like a purpley hue to it. It's very hard to see what. I'm trying to like look in the jar because the jar, see along the edge, you can see there's a little bit of like a brown, purpley, pinky kind of coloring. So this is very unique. I don't think I have anything like this in any of my glitter gel polishes or anything to compare it to, but just very, very nice. I know one client who will love this. She loves anything that's like white gold. So I'm gonna get that in the light to cure. And number 9. So this is the silver. So you can see I've had this one for a long time. You can see how thick this one is. It's almost like a paste. It is. I mean, this has been sitting for quite some time and it has not settled at all. But look at the consistency difference in how thick that is. Now, granted, also maybe because I've had it for quite a long time, that it's gotten a little thicker over time. You know, just from opening the bottle or the jar, and also maybe just I didn't stir it every time I used it, and sometimes I would pick up more gel and sometimes I would pick up more glitter. So this one is definitely on the thicker side. I can't really compare how it was when I first opened it because I've had this one for a long time. But this is your like sterling silver, a nice bright silver. So let me grab a good size dollop of that and paint this bad boy on. All right. So this one's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to work with and to get the color to lay down just because it is so thick. Now I don't know what gel Johens uses to mix with this, but perhaps if you contacted them and if you had a situation like this where the gel is really, really thick in the pot, if you contacted them and asked them, they probably, or if I contact them, because see what's happening is I've got a little pokey outy there. Because it's so thick, it's just not settling as nicely. So perhaps if I contact them and I ask them, hey, is there a gel that I could mix with my diamond gel just to thin it out a little bit? They probably would tell me. Rather than, you know, get frustrated and throw it out or buy a new one because you're frustrated. Girl, we do not want to be throwing anything out. This stuff's not cheap. I can't remember actually the price point on these, but I got all of them at, I purchased all of them from the Pink Chair. So you can purchase obviously directly from the Johens website, or I purchased all of mine from the Pink Chair. I will put an affiliate link down below for you guys. And let me just say thank you to anybody who uses any of my links that are affiliate links. I do get a little bit of a kickback. It's not like I'm making millions over here, but every little bit helps. So thank you to anyone who has used my links. It also lets the companies know that I am putting out the work and I am, you know, showcasing their products. So it allows me to get recognized a little bit, you know, for future reviews and things like that. So thanks, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to get that one in the light. It's a little harder to work with, but this is your typical sterling silver. Really, really nice. I love the silverness in this. Like, I love a good sterling silver. All right, number 10. Let's see. This might be the blue one. I can't remember. Nope. This is more of like the charcoal gray color. It's a darker silver tone. Let me just show you really quick compared to the sterling silver one. Very much quite a difference. This obviously has a bit of a black additive, you know, to it. You can see again the consistency is very different. This silver one is so old. I purchased it when they first came out with these, so I have had it a very, very long time. So don't let that deter you at all from buying them. This one is a lot more fluid. This one is, I would think this one is actually a lot more fluid, more so like the purple and the one that is sort of a white gold. Now also, I did not purchase all of these at the same time. So it's a possibility that they have reformulated and the ones that are more fluid might be their new formula and the ones that are not as fluid, maybe they're their old formula. I'm not 100% sure because I can't remember exactly which ones I purchased the second time around. I know like the number 4 is a new one because that's my second jar, but so that could be also, you know, a possibility that they've just kind of reformulated them and they've decided to thin them out just a little bit, you know, after some time of using the products and getting some feedback. But yeah, this one is definitely more on the thin side as well. So you just have to use a light touch, either that or just do 2 thin coats. Honestly, I would probably prefer to do 2 thin coats on a client because I actually think that that is quicker than fiddling around with it and trying to make sure that it's all laying flat. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do 1 coat. Keep thinking it's going to be the blue one when I open them, but I'm not sure which one it is. But this is number 11. There's the blue one. This color is beautiful. So nice. Absolutely love that. And I actually have used this one. Only once I think I used it because I actually got it, well, I purchased it a long time ago, but I had done that massive haul video, and so everything was just kind of sitting in a box. So when I pulled this out, I was like, oh, I totally could have used this in like November, December for wintry nails. I mean, it's still winter here where I am, but people are kind of moving out of the winter nails. They're done with winter. I'm doing more like spring and floral nails at this point. And we still got a ways to go before spring is here, but people are over winter already. We get over winter quite quickly here. So the consistency of this one is on the thicker side. I would say this is more of a medium. So I actually prefer, this is the actual consistency that I really like. This one here. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. It's just perfect. It applied really nicely. You guys, that blue is gorgeous. So let me just grab that pink one because I want to show you how cute these would be. Look at that for gender reveal nails. How stinking cute. Okay, let me get that in the light for you. Numero 12, which means 12 in Italian. I remember from a kid counting in Italian. Probably only remember up to 12, so my nonna would be disappointed, I'm sure. Okay, you guys, this color's gorgeous. I have not used this one yet. As you can see, it's on the thicker side. So let me give that a little stir because it does look like there's a little bit of color settling there. Just gonna give it a little zhuzh. Yeah, this one's on the thicker side. So I honestly don't know, guys, because I know this one for sure is a new one. So maybe they've reformulated their product, and I'm not sure either way. Either they're thicker or thinner, because I will say out of all of these jars, there's just a lot of inconsistency with the consistency of the product. But although that is the case, they're still easy to apply. I've not had any issues with any of them chipping or coming off of my clients' nails or not curing or anything like that. So I really don't think it's an issue. And even though, like, okay, so even if they did reformulate them, when I purchased them from the pink chair, perhaps some of them were still the old formula. So I'm just not 100% sure why there is the inconsistency in the consistency. But do not let that deter you from purchasing them. I would rebuy them. I'm totally would rebuy them. Like I said, I've already repurchased number 4 because I absolutely love that rose gold color, blush pink kind of color. This one is so nice. This is definitely more on the vibrant, like it's got a little bit more of a vibrancy to it. Similar to the blue. The blue one has some vibrancy to it as well. But I do love that they have, you know, a purple, like a brighter purple, a blue, and a pink. I do just wish that they had a green. I'm not a green person, but I do think it would be nice if they had a green. Really, really gorgeous. All right, guys, so there you have it, all 12 colors swatched for you. Number 4 is by far my absolute favorite. Like I said, I'm on my second jar, and it is the perfect rose gold. It's got the perfect amount of pinkish hue to it. It's not too orange. It's not too coppery. It is just perfect. So if you have tried these colors, I would love to know in the comment section below if you like them. And again, as I mentioned, if you've tried both the Johens and the Beamy ones, I would love to know below what your thoughts are on both of them and if you prefer one over the other. So I hope that this gave you some insight on the Johens diamond gels. If you were thinking of purchasing them, I would highly recommend them, irregardless of the fact that there's a little bit of inconsistency with the consistencies. They are still amazing. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please share it with someone else. And as always, have an amazing day.